Tar Meher Baba Ki Jai. So we'll start with the prayer. Uh, you can do the universal prayer, and I will do repentance and beloved God. Yeah, and
Okay,
Sanjay ji will do beloved God. Okay, I'm just bringing it up on screen.
Yeah, Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Over to you, Ashok ji.
Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Universal prayer. O Parvardigar, the preserver and protector of all, you are without beginning and without end, non-dual, beyond comparison, and none can measure you. You are without color, without expression, without form, and without attributes. You are unlimited and unfathomable, beyond imagination and conception, eternal and imperishable. You are indivisible and none can see you, but with eyes divine, you always were, you always are, and you always will be. You are everywhere, you are in everything, and you are also beyond everywhere and beyond everything. You are in the firmament and in the depths. You are manifest and unmanifest, on all planes and beyond all planes. You are in the three worlds and also beyond the three worlds. You are imperceptible and independent. You are the Creator, the Lord of Lords, the knower of all minds and hearts. You are omnipotent and omnipresent. Your knowledge infinite, power infinite, and bliss infinite. You are the ocean of knowledge, all knowing, infinitely knowing, the knower of the past, the present, and the future, and you are knowledge itself. You are all merciful and eternally benevolent. You are the soul of souls, the one with infinite attributes. You are the Trinity of truth, knowledge, and bliss. You are the source of truth, the ocean of love. You are the ancient one, the highest of the high. You are Prabhu and Parameshwar. You are the beyond God and the beyond God also. You are Parabrahma, Allah, Ilahi, Yazdan, Ahurmaz, and God the Beloved. You are named Izzat, the only one worthy of worship.
Sunil ji, are you in a position to read through the prayer of repentance?
Yes, I will read. Hello, Jai Baba.
Please go ahead.
We repent, O God, most merciful, for all our sins, for every thought that was false or unjust or unclean, for every word spoken that ought not to have been spoken, for every deed done that ought not to have been done. We repent for every deed and word and thought inspired by selfishness, and for every deed and word and thought inspired by hatred. We repent especially for every lustful thought and every lustful action, for every lie, for all hypocrisy, for every promise given but not fulfilled, and for all slander and backbiting. Most especially, also, we repent for every action that brought ruin to others, for every word and deed that has given others pain, and for every wish that pain should befall others. In your unbounded mercy, we ask you to forgive us, O God, for all these sins committed by us, and to forgive us for our constant failures to think and speak and act according to your will. Avatar Mahadevajaya. Beloved God, help us all to love you more and more, and more and more, and still yet more, till we become worthy of union with you, and help us all to hold fast to our Brahman till the very end. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai.
Thank you. Thank you, Ashok ji and Sunil ji. And sorry, Sanjay ji, I think Sunil ji finished Beloved God as well.
I'm
So,
sorry.
very good morning. Yeah, very good morning to. No, it's okay. So,
Jai
you did
Baba,
not
Jai
know.
Baba.
You joined after I told that. So, Jai Baba. uh, a very good morning to all of us on the call this morning. And let's get started with our reading. So, if anybody wants to be the first to get started, you can, either Ashok ji or Sanjay ji, else I will read for a bit.
Yeah, let me start today. Yeah,
Yeah, please.
Jai Baba.
So, we are in page 127 and we are in volume 5. Check out.
Jai Baba. Cold drinks that warmed the heart. No stops were scheduled on the way to Eluru, so all were surprised when Baba's car stopped at a crossroads in Gudiwada. Baba sat quietly in the car without explaining why he had asked Dharma Rao to stop. After a few minutes, a man was seen approaching the intersection, carrying a lantern and a bunch of bananas. He was accompanied by a small group of men and women. They approached Baba's car and the Mandli walked up to Baba and asked in Telugu, "Is Meher Baba here?" Baba indicated that he should ask Kutumba Sastri, who was sitting in the back seat. So the man repeated his question and explained that he had come here just so he could have Meher Baba's darshan. On learning that Meher Baba himself was the one he had first addressed, he looked overjoyed. He lifted his lantern and gazed at Baba's resplendent face and then humbly offered the bananas to him. Baba accepted this gift and then graciously gave darshan to him and to his group of friends and relatives. With great joy, the small group then left. Once again, the significance of this chance meeting was discovered only after Baba had left Andhra. At the time, no one knew why Baba had stopped the car or where those people had come from. But later it was discovered that the man lived in a village which was between Gudiwada and Machilipatnam. He had seen one of the flyers announcing Avatar Meher Baba's darshan at Machilipatnam and wanted to go, but he could not because he had to attend a court case instead. So he asked the organizers when Baba was leaving Machilipatnam for Eluru and was told 8. Knowing that Baba's car would have to pass through Gudiwada on its way, he decided he could go there from his village and see Baba as he passed. He figured out approximately how long it will take. It would take Baba's car to reach Gudiwada and set out from his village on foot accordingly. His friends thought it was pointless, but he told them if Baba is really a great one, then he will know the yearning of my heart and he will grant me darshan. The man's faith was strong enough that eventually some of his friends and relatives decided to go with him. Not only did Baba grant him darshan, but Baba was found at the crossroads waiting for him to arrive so he could give it. His friends and relatives, who had been dubious about Baba's divinity, left convinced that he was indeed omniscient. As this small group walked away from the car, instead of proceeding directly to Eluru, Baba expressed a wish for a soft drink. So some of those with Baba started looking for a shop which was open at that hour of the night. As the search was going on, The bus carrying the rest of the mandali and the others arrived. Baba decided that everyone
Everyone.
everyone should have a soft drink, and one of the local people said there was a cold drink shop at a little further down the road, which might have enough drinks for the large group. They drove on. They drove on a little way and then pulled up in front of the Durga cold drink shop. Eluru and some of the Andhra lovers entered the shop. Iraj asked for a glass and then proceeded to clean it thoroughly himself. The shop owner was intrigued at this and wanted to know for whom such care was being taken. Dheeraj replied it was for Meher Baba, and the local lovers explained that Meher Baba was the avatar, Rama, come again. Hearing this, the shop owner was thrilled and even more excited. Moments later, when Baba himself entered the shop, Baba wanted drinks distributed to all, and the shop owner set to handing out cold drinks as quickly as he could. The first few were given to Baba, who then personally distributed them to those who were traveling with him. The walls of the shop were lined with mirrors, so Baba's face was reflected in multiple images on all sides. What a delightful scene that was! A most memorable evening, when cold drinks warmed the heart. Owner discovered that he had just enough stock on hand so that everyone there could have a drink. When all had been served, Baba told one of the mandali to pay, but the shop owner refused to accept any money. He insisted that it was his good fortune to have been given the privilege of serving Baba and his party, and that he could not accept any money for this. Baba told the Mandali member to explain that he, Baba, was giving the money not as a payment but as his prasad. At this, the man relented and lovingly accepted the money with great reverence. Incidentally, some years later, the shop owner became a very prosperous and wealthy businessman. There are many such instances where people who have offered even a little service with love and respect to Baba without necessarily accepting him as the avatar have been rewarded in a material way. But in each case, the real reward, the true treasure, has been that their link with the avatar, God in human form, has no doubt been strengthened by these brief and unexpected contacts. Roll up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Memorable stay at Eluru, 1954, Part 7. Breaking the silence. A little after 11 a.m. on the night of February 22, Meher Baba reached Eluru. This time also, as in the previous year, he stayed in Katta Subba Rao's garden, in the two-room cottage known as the Kuti. The host had done all he could to make sure that Baba and his party would be comfortable. The kuti was decorated and provided with furniture, while temporary electric lights had also been installed. The veranda had been extended by means of an awning, creating a covered area in front of the kuti for Baba and others to sit under. A temporary thatched pandal type structure had been erected for Baba's mandali and the Andhra lovers travelling with him. It had folding cots for all, with a chair next to each cot. Latrines, bathrooms, kitchen, and dining hall had also been thoughtfully arranged, so loving So loving and lavish was the host that when all reached Eluru, Baba jokingly warned us to be careful about our stomachs, as Subbarao would, in his hospitality, undoubtedly tempt us to overeat. Although it was late before Baba could retire to his room for rest, he was surrounded by some of the Baba families of Eluru. Ever compassionate and willing to sacrifice his own comfort to please his lovers, Baba greeted them and then permitted them sing his arti. When the Mandali reached their quarters, they found that Subbarao had prepared tea for all, and it was certainly welcome and refreshing after the night journey. This sort of loving concern for the well being and comfort of Baba's Mandali was typical of all hosts in Andhra Pradesh. But the different voices singing the same sweet song, no one expressed in it exactly the same way. The next day, as was customary during tours with Baba, all woke up early in the morning at around 5. At around 5. By 7, we were all gathered under the nicely decorated awning, which was facing Baba's kuti. Carpets had been spread on the ground to sit on. There was also a special tent pitched nearby for Gabriel Pascal, who was expected to arrive, film Baba. Pascal was a famous Hollywood movie producer. When George Bernard Shaw, whom George Bernard Shaw had called a genius for his brilliant adoption of Pygmalion to the screen. Pascal had met Baba in Zurich in 1934 and had been enthusiastic about producing a film on Baba's life under the title Slippers of the Perfect Master. He was also interested in making a movie on Gandhi. He was supposed to come to India to be with Baba, especially so he could film Baba on his birthday. Pascal had even bought his ticket to fly to India, but his wife was in turmoil, and at that last moment he could not make it. Soon,
Hey, Baba, just
say Baba.
just just the thing about Pascal. If I'm not mistaken, I think he had a very troubled ending. Probably committed suicide. I don't know. I don't remember. But this last line it talks about the turmoil event. So
Mhm.
just something to note. Jai Baba.
Okay, yeah,
Jeva, there is a cross
he
reference
got
to
blessed. He got blessed by Baba. So all those very close ones are really end up uh, getting through a lot of trouble.
Yeah,
Basically.
yeah.
So yeah, yeah.
So the cross reference is nothing from is from volume three, right? In 1930, in the first meeting of Pascal was also covered in volume three, and
Okay.
this is a book called Pygmalion. Pygmalion is a big, very successful book. So maybe he converted it to a movie series, a
Okay.
movie, or I don't know, whatever video. So anyway, let's continue.
Okay. Slippers of the Perfect Master. Beautiful title he thought of. Soon a good number of people had arrived at Subbarao's garden and were admitted through the gate. These were friends and relatives of the host. Even more people were left standing outside the garden, waiting to be allowed in. Baba came out of his hut and signaled that the gates should be flung open so all could enter. Thus, what had been planned as an informal and intimate gathering turned out into a small darshan program. Families joyfully approached Baba, the women pushing their shy children in front of them or carrying their babies to be laid at Baba's feet. It was a colorful sight to see, the women's saris flashing in the early morning sun. Most had bought garlands, some quite elaborate, with which to adorn Baba, but some simply folded their hands with great reverence when it was their turn to stand before him. A brass band arrived from somewhere and began playing the festive music usually associated with joyous celebrations. Meanwhile, two or three pandits chanted Sanskrit verses praise of the avatar. A Baba lover recited a very melodious prayer in Telugu. A disciple of Swami Shivananda, who was studying in Eluru, read a poem he had written on Baba's divinity. He was so overjoyed by Baba's presence that as he read, he trembled from head to foot with emotion. Baba patted the young man, and his soothing touch helped the poet compose
Okay,
himself.
there's a quick cross-reference we'll see. So Gabriel Pascal was born in 1894 and he died in 1954. And he did quite a few projects. The George Bernard Shaw project is talked about here, which is Pygmalion, and the planned movie, which never happened. Despite his fame, Pascal took to an austere life when visiting Baba in India and was considered a close follower. He died in 1954, and Baba noted, Pascal has come to me. Uh, Baba had previously told to visit him during a 1953 tour. An opportunity missed is gone forever. And when Pascal failed to arrive, Baba indicated it was a missed moment in his life. So this is exactly what we are reading about, the missed moment. Okay, thanks, Kama.
After
You
all of
should
this, yeah,
you
sorry,
should also
continue.
read the Wikipedia page of Pascal. Much more interesting details, but that is for
Anything,
for your own private
anything,
reading. Jai Baba.
yeah, yeah. Anything Baba related, yeah, maybe, yeah. Did you confirm the cause of death from the Wikipedia, Kama? Okay, no problem. Sanjay ji,
Yeah.
after all.
After all of this, there was a music program which all enjoyed. Baba seemed to be like it so much that he conveyed the following from his board. Before the end of the year, God will make me sing the first original song, and those who love me will be lost in their song to find me in everyone and everything. The atmosphere of love which prevailed in the garden on this occasion seemed to transport those present in the celestial regions. Many could be seen silently weeping, while others were enraptured, gazing at beloved Baba's indescribable beauty. One Swami
Jay
from
Baba,
the crowd. Yeah.
sorry to interrupt. Uh, this first original song, is there any mention in Lord Meher, or does anybody know what is the first original song in the last paragraph? Sanjay ji,
I think it
the
is about the home point when the first sound
Yes.
appeared. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. This refers to that. The creation point, the first sound. Adinad, as we call it. Yeah.
Brahmanad, Adinad, Om,
Brahmanad,
yeah.
Adinad. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
One Swami from the crowd got up and began to dance in ecstasy. Baba seemed delighted at this and picked up a kansi, a percussion instrument which consists of a long metal tongs with a ring attached. Okay, okay. Chimta, what we use it, no? The long one. Yeah, I'm getting a call. Yeah, yeah. Tongs with
Okay.
a ring attached and began keeping time himself. while the Swami danced on. The three messages were read out along with their Telugu translations, and they were at almost every darshan. Afterwards, Baba conveyed, "When I break my silence, the greatest divine miracle of all time will happen. To be worthy to receive my divine grace at that moment, prepare yourself from now on. By loving me, I really am and always have been." Sorry, I'm getting a call, so I'll finish this and then somebody can take. From yeah, loving me, I really am and always have been slave of my lovers.
Okay, I'll take over. Thank you.
Jai
Jai
Baba.
Baba.
Jai Baba.
So that's the message Baba conveyed. The theme of Baba's intimating to his lovers that he was about to break his silence was repeated several times in his second Andhra visit. 2 days earlier, at Guntur, on the 21st, Baba had declared at the end of a fairly long message, "Now I am giving myself some good news that as I really am fed up with this silence, soon I will have to get rid of this alphabet board and break my silence." Earlier in Machilipatnam, Baba had added, "God will make me break my silence soon, and then the world will realize that God alone is real and that every one of us is eternally one with God." There has been much speculation as to what Baba meant by such cryptic references to his silence and the breaking of it. Only Baba knows the full significance of his statements, but the effect has been to intensify the love that his dear ones have for him. Some people have been drawn to Baba through his promises to break his silence because they felt that soon he would unmistakably reveal his divinity to the world and they would be benefited. When these promises did not seem to be fulfilled, those who came only because of Baba's promises drifted away, disappointed. In a way, therefore, Baba's promises to break his silence are a challenge to his lovers. Those whose love for Baba enables them to concentrate on Baba and not his silence or its breaking, find that eventually, in holding on to Baba, they have everything in his gentle, supportive presence. Even today, for some, the prospect of Baba suddenly breaking his silence continues to loom on the horizon like a glorious sunrise heralding the dawn of the new humanity. Only time will reveal what Baba's breaking of his silence really means. However, blessed are they who are content in the act of loving Baba just for what he is, the avatar, God in human form. I think this is a timeless paragraph. Its time hasn't come, obviously, and we will remember this when its time will actually come. And it's so nicely worded. It's a very, very beautiful uh, message from Natu. I continue. The program ended just before noon, and Baba asked us all to have our lunch, rest, and be back at his kuti by 2 that afternoon. The avatars and masters, love and grace. The Mandali were getting ready to be at Baba's kuti by 2, but 15 minutes before the hour, Baba on his own came to visit them. Baba usually would find time to visit his Mandali and see where they were staying. Although we knew this trait of Baba's, we were not prepared for this visit, and some could be observed quickly straightening up their beds and clothes so that everything looked neat and tidy. It seems that Baba's decision to visit the Mandali must have been rather sudden. In fact, for we noticed that Eruch hadn't even had time to put his sandals on, but had accompanied Baba barefoot. Baba's visits to the hearts of his lovers are equally unforeseen and unpredictable. After staying a few minutes at the Mandali's quarters, Baba walked to a small platform built on the spot where Baba had sat for some time during his first visit the previous year. The local lovers had decided to erect a small structure there to commemorate that event, but due to some difficulties, the work had not proceeded. Now, there was only the platform there, but upon this they had placed a large painting of Baba. Baba bowed down to the painting. Then Baba started rapidly walking back and forth on the garden lawn from one end to the other. He seemed to be in a pensive mood. After 10 minutes or so, he returned to the veranda of his cottage and sat there, still absorbed in his inner work. The index finger of Baba's right hand was moving quickly in that characteristic way of his when working on the painting. Baba got up and walked back and forth on the veranda barefoot, but still absorbed in his work. Then he sat down again. Adi approached him with some telegrams in his hand, but Baba didn't pay any attention to him. Getting up from the chair, he paced back and forth on the veranda again and then entered the hut and went into his room. There, he sat back on an easy chair, his hands clasped behind his head. Adi again read the telegrams to Baba, and this time Baba gave Adi some instructions, although he still seemed withdrawn and in his working mood. A little later, Baba came back outside and sat in the chair for a while and then again got up and began pacing on the veranda. At around 10 minutes before 3, Adi interrupted Baba's mood by drawing his attention to the messages which were to be given out at a later public program. Baba seemed amused at at this juxtaposition of his deep inner working in the spiritual realms and these mundane details, and his fingers flew across the board, spelling out this brief but penetrating statement. Life is a mighty divine joke. That is the best way to describe it. A mighty divine joke. A zero. In fact, to even say it is zero is to grant it existence. Wow. Life is a mighty divine joke. That is the best way to describe it. A mighty divine joke. A zero. In fact, to even say it is zero is to grant it existence. So, a little bit of humor plus also a profound message. Baba's mood has been described here in such detail only to show that even during darshan tours, Baba's inner work, which always continued, occasionally expressed itself in his withdrawn and absorbed moods. Soon after, Baba left for the darshan, which was being held at Ramkuti. Kirtan was already underway when Baba arrived. Baba went to his chair on the dais and sat. A regal yet mysterious simplicity seemed to emanate from him. After a few moments, Baba got up and came down and sat on the ground with the people for a while before resuming his seat. Baba then explained on his board, I am one of you. That is why I sat on your level. It is not just for show, but my eternal experience of being one with every one of you. This was one of the largest gatherings of Baba's Darshan tour, and at the edge of the crowd, some of the older people with weak eyesight were making telescopes of their fists and peering through them at Baba's marvelous form. The following message, the avatars and Master's love and grace, was read out over the address system. It makes me very happy to see you all here, and I appreciate the feeling of love and devotion with which you have approached me. I know and understand your difficulties, problems, sufferings, and expectations. These you need not voice to me either by word or action. The world has been suffering from natural and unnatural calamities in various forms. The picture of the whole human race is indeed a sorry one, but suffering is the heritage of mankind. There is not only individual suffering, but the whole world is suffering in the grip of fear and anguish. It is the divine will that lies behind human suffering, for nothing happens without the divine will. There are individual as well as national and universal problems which need the spiritual guidance of the avatar and the perfect masters who guide humanity through their divine messages. The avatar and the perfect masters give their divine guidance and protection to the human race and to the world in their own unique and imperceptible ways, which are beyond the grasp of human intellect. The avatar and the perfect masters are the true saviors of mankind and not just of the selected. Their love and grace alone sustain the universe. A disciple or devotee should never approach the avatar or a perfect master with a mind clouded with doubts and queries of why, when, and wherefore. This can be a hindrance to his receptivity of the master's grace, which is beyond the probings of the intellect. So I say, with divine authority, approach me with unfailing faith, love, and devotion and with the longing to receive my divine love and grace. My blessings. Baba's words given out in.
You can highlight the earlier paragraph if you
Yeah,
think.
yeah, it's very beautiful. It's very
It is quite
touching,
good actually. The
very, very
doubt
touching.
part, no? As if it is
Yeah,
putting a barrier in the grace that Baba
yeah,
wants to bestow on people. Yeah, yeah, Baba.
true, 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 true. So we can also have others join in and continue reading if anybody wants to read. Ashokji, do you want to read?
Yeah, yeah, I can read. What about Kama? We haven't heard Kama.
Kama never reads.
Okay, okay.
Kama is the bad boy.
And he is a PhD. He is Dr.
Yeah,
Kama.
he's the American bad boy. Yeah.
He is part of the analytics group.
Yes.
We are rolling out the data. Jai
Correct.
Baba. We use
He's
him for
he's
special purposes. Yeah.
processing
Jai Baba.
processing guy.
Yeah.
Making it concise. Yeah. Jai Baba. Bless.
No, Baba, I'm a ombudsman.
Ombudsman. Okay. Okay.
Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Baba's words given out in his divine presence filled the hearts of the audience and lifted their spirits, filling their beings with a
Come,
profound
come closer to the mic. Maybe your sound is
Yes,
yeah
awe.
it's
possible.
better before. It's not as good now.
Yeah.
My apologies. Is it
Much
better
better.
now?
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Baba's words given out in his divine presence filled the audience, filled the hearts of the audience and lifted their spirits, filling their beings with a profound feeling. The president of the local reception committee sang Baba's Aarti, and then the people started coming for Baba's darshan, and he began distributing prasad to them. The arrangements had been so well planned that Baba was able to give prasad with both hands, one hand for the women and the other for the men. Is my voice clear? Please confirm.
Yes, please continue.
In
Very
the
clear.
mid, in the midst of this distribution, a musk got into the queue, pointing toward Baba. He kept shouting out, Rama, Rama. We later learned that he was pleading with Baba in Telugu to break his silence. Baba embraced him and fed him a banana with his own hands. Madan Arora captured, captured this on film, and something of the ecstasy in the must's eye can be seen even through the footage. It can be seen even though the footage is rather brief. After the darshan program, Baba and his mandali returned to their residence in the garden. Interestingly enough, just like the chargeman at Orai, this must was never seen again, even though later the Baba lovers of Eluru tried to locate him. Can you take it up?
Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay. Baba's orders are potential opportunities. That evening, Baba was sitting under the yawning in front of the kuti. There was a small crowd gathered around him. A Muslim gentleman came and conversed with Baba in Urdu. As he was leaving, Baba sent Ramju, one of his Muslim disciples, after him with the message that he should continue to think of Baba wholeheartedly until he loses himself in Baba. After supper, again a crowd gathered, and about 8 that night, a dance program was staged by some girls from a local musical institution. They performed a dance depicting the 10 incarnations of Vishnu according to Hindu mythology. The chief dancer was the daughter of a Baba lover. After each segment of the dance, Baba called her to him and expressed his love and appreciation. Baba liked music, dance, and in fact, any art form that uplifted the hearts of the audience or opened them to feel God's presence. He did not require that the art form be explicitly spiritual, as Baba's love for comedy attests. Perhaps guileless laughter by itself is instrumental in opening the heart to God's love. One time, Baba said that it was a divine art just to look cheerful, as this helped others. In the crowd was a sadhu named M. Swami. He had met Baba during his first visit to Andhra in 1953. On his own, he had offered at that time to stay in Subarao's garden and act as a caretaker, looking after Baba's kuti. Baba had agreed, but added that if Swami wanted to stay in the garden, he should stay there permanently. Someone brought it to Baba's attention as he was sitting there in the garden that night that M. Swami had not followed his instructions, and after staying a while in the garden had left and gone elsewhere. Baba turned to him and asked why he had done this. Swami complained that he had not been treated properly, had not been had not been shown enough respect. There was a look of displeasure in Baba's face as he replied, "Is that the reason? It would have been better if you had died rather than left the garden and disobeyed my orders. If you want God, all inconveniences are nothing. They cannot be used as an excuse for disobeying me." So this is another example of real obedience from the seven realities.
All inconveniences are nothing. And the next line, they cannot be used as an excuse for disobeying me.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. I mean, sometimes Baba's words are like, hammer, right? So you will not disguise, you will not sugarcoat, you will just go for the jugular.
I read it
Yeah.
again. If you want God, all inconveniences are nothing. They cannot be used as an excuse for disobeying me. Swami looked upset at this stern rebuke and realizing his error, tears began streaming from his eyes. Baba paused for a while and then took pity on him, and perhaps to nullify the impact created by his disobedience, Baba gave him new orders. From the day I leave Andhra, I want you to stay at some place, any place, in a small room for 40 days. Don't take any food. Don't sleep even for a minute. One cup of milk and one cup of tea you can have, nothing else. You can drink as much water as you want, but don't leave the place you're staying at except to go to the toilet or bathe. Don't go to the bazaar. Day and night repeat, Baba, Baba. Even if you go mad or die, don't break these orders and don't make a show of what you are doing. Don't let anyone bow down to you or fold their hands to you. If you obey me 100%, you'll get a glimpse of me. About about half an hour later, Baba turned to Swami again and re-emphasized the importance of obeying his orders. Swami seemed apprehensive at the severity of the orders, but Baba reassured him, don't be nervous. Do it with love. If you do it wholeheartedly, I will help you.
This is a very significant thing, right? So, total surrenderance and total obedience are not easy, but this is critical. Baba is saying, if you do it wholeheartedly, I will help you.
Yes,
So, our we just have to have the conviction of surrenderance and obedience and put in the basic whatever effort we can towards that, and he will guide us more and more, and he will help us.
absolutely. And the prayer of repentance which we read today has got a lot of meaning in that also. Being the compassionate father in whatever he does or asks others to do, Baba's compassion is always present. But sometimes, if one's faith in Baba's all knowingness and love is weak, but sometimes, if one's faith in Baba's all knowingness and love is weak, his orders seem frightening. Okay, there is a continuity to that. It was, it has been observed, however, that Baba's orders, even when they appear difficult or harsh, are always blessed opportunities for the ones to whom they are given to get rid of some impressions which have been obstructing the deeper awakening of the heart to the love and beauty of the God within. If one willingly accepted Baba's orders, even when they seemed impossible or outlandish, and wholeheartedly resolved to carry them out, then one of the two things happened. Baba either signed the orders on his own, or one found that the impossible turned out to be delightfully possible. It was as if Baba had already done the work and one merely had to go through the motions, enduring the suspense until the happy ending.
Again, it's a very critical uh, concept that Bal Natu is very beautifully and simplistically describing what looks very daunting in his orders. Once you show the right attitude and put the minimum effort towards it, it either becomes so simple because Baba has done all the work already, and you're just, to use his words, going through the motions, or Baba will change the order. Now, again, change the order is more in the Mandali examples. We have seen so many where Baba used to give very, very complicated and difficult tasks. And on a whim, he will change his mind and say, no, okay, you do this much, you do lesser, or you don't have to do what I asked you, and give an alternate, and so on. So I think in all this, Baba is always testing for that love and surrenderance, for your effort, your attitude, and your basically your s- dissolution of your small ego, the little ego, right? So the moment you dissolve that and surrender, he will take over.
Well said. And if I can add the word resilience, how much you can uh, follow his orders, which were
Yep.
tough, as you said, and he's testing our patience. Anyway,
Yeah.
I have,
Testing our patience sounds very negative.
sorry,
I'm sorry to say that, but testing our patience sounds very uh, frustrated or negative. It's more he is testing our resolve, right? Our resoluteness, our ability to follow instructions, and above everything, our genuine love for him, right? So, and when does that genuine love come? The genuine love will come only when you dissolve your ego and recognize his true nature and recognize your true nature, right? So just comment. Sorry if I'm nitpicking,
nay,
Shruti.
probably resilience is a better word. Yes.
Yeah, resolute. Yeah, rather than say uh, uh, testing patience, it sounds like
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah,
And
thank you.
I think
Just being a
resolution
little
for resolve.
technical here.
Yeah,
Uh, when you dissolve the ego completely, it takes long time and it's very tedious, right?
yes, yes, agree.
And
This is before
then
that complete dissolution.
and then along the way there are other elements like lust, greed, anger, blah blah blah. Kama has 7 of them. So a lot of work, I believe. And this is Baba's journey, right? We are small soul, big soul.
Yeah.
Maybe he's working through us, and or we are working through him, whichever. Yes, yeah, Baba. It's all.
Jay Baba,
Yeah,
Sunilji,
it's
it's like walking on burnt coal, if I may say.
I was thinking knife's edge, but yeah, it's not for the faint-hearted, and it's not short, but Baba is repeatedly conveying that you have help, his help, as long as you show true intent and commitment to loving him and being on the path.
I again, sorry for personal interpretations and forgive me if I'm wrong. I don't like the term not for the faint-hearted.
Mhm.
Every soul has to go through it, and every soul is a part
Yes,
of the oversoul.
that's a good one. That's
So
a good
what's
one. Correct.
faint-hearted? What's light-hearted? Strong-hearted?
Now or
Everybody goes
later.
there. Yeah, now or later. It's just maybe the last mile is difficult.
Correct. That's a very good
So
one.
yeah, Baba.
I have experienced this myself on several occasions. For example, in 1949, instead of allowing me to be with him in the new life, Baba sent me to contact a friend of mine who was staying somewhere in the Hardwar Rishikesh area in the foothills of the Himalayas. I have never been there in my life and had no idea where my friend might be staying. The task seemed hopeless, especially as my health was very poor. I
Do you remember
discovered,
this episode? Do you remember this episode? He was not even given an address, and he was going and searching for someone whom he had met in Kurduwadi, right? I'm failing to remember his name. I think it was a simple, very common name, Swami something, right? But it's a very amusing story. I think it happened in the last volume. In the last volume, I remember we read it. And he finds him so easily. He just blindly says, okay, Baba, takes the train, goes to Rishikesh. I mean, needle in a haystack, okay? But he does it. So that's what very pertinent example. Over to you, Ashok.
Yeah. I discovered, however, that the long journey was surprisingly pleasant, and I found my friend in the very first place I happened to look. Such is Baba's omnipotence. Baba's orders are opportunities for us to develop deeper faith in Him and thus to surrender more and more to Him. Perhaps you can underline the uh, last line.
Yeah,
Can I read again if you okay?
yeah,
Baba's
yeah.
orders are opportunities for us to develop deeper faith in Him and thus to surrender more and more to Him. Returning to that night in Kata Subbarao's garden, just as we were about to disperse for bed, a singer from Amalapuram asked Baba to give him just 5 minutes show, so he could show Baba how he was able to make a sound like a flute using only his fingers. With the wonder of a child expressed on his face, Baba agreed to this unusual request and had the man come inside the main room of the kuti. The man laced his fingers together and blew out his hands, and all heard such a nice tone that it was hard to believe he didn't have a flute. The man then played a melody, and Baba liked the performance so much that he asked the man to do it again for Gustaji, who had missed the first performance. Before Baba sent his mandli away, he told them that on the next night, February 24th, they would have to stay awake all night long. Baba then told all to be back there at his kuti at 8 the next morning. At 7 in the morning of February 24th, Baba again surprised the mandli by visiting them before they could assemble at the kuti. As usual, Baba asked various ones how they slept, how they were feeling, etc. At that time, Subbarao appeared wearing a new coat which he proudly displayed. He then explained in his inimitable mixture of Hindi, English, and Telugu that last year he had presented a piece of cloth to Baba, who had returned it to him as prasad and expected him to have a coat made of it. Now Baba and Subbarao both, giver and recipient, looked delighted with the end result. Two heart-moving visits. Baba returned to the kuti and began discussing the today's the sorry. Baba returned to the kuti and began discussing the day's program with the local organizers. He wanted to know when he was going to make house visits, and KDRM explained that they hadn't scheduled any house visits because there were so many Baba lovers in Eluru and there was so little time in which to visit them. Baba, however, expressed his wish to visit the homes of his lovers. KDRM replied that in that case, they would need some time not only to make a list of whom Baba should visit, but also to notify those on the list so they could prepare to receive Baba. But Baba didn't want to wait for such arrangements to be made. Often it has been noticed that Baba once decided to do something, he wanted to do it immediately without any sort of delay. KDRM were hesitating about this precipitous change in the program, so Baba mollified them by saying, "Let the visits be surprise visits. Everyone will get more pleasure from them that way." He added that KDRM should do their best to quickly notify as many people as possible of the impending visits in the short time available to them. But they shouldn't worry about it if they couldn't contact everyone. So this reminds me of surprise visits in the corporate world also. Suddenly, some seniors or bosses decide to visit some location, branch, or department. Anyway, hurriedly, KDRM sketched out a program for Baba. While they were doing this, a police department clerk named Virachari, who was present, approached them and asked them to include his home in the list of those whom Baba would visit. Although his house was on the same street as several of the prominent Baba lovers in town, KDRM decided not to include it as it was very small and the roof was so low that Baba would have to bend down to enter. It seemed to Virachari, however, that the organizers were favoring the wealthy Baba lovers. On top of his disappointment that Baba would not be visiting his home was the bitterness at the unfairness of life which had deprived him of the rare good fortune of having the avatar bless his house. KDRM sent out people to notify those whose homes had been selected for visits, but only after a few minutes, well before they could have informed very many people, Baba insisted on starting out. As his car pulled out of the garden, Vida Cherry watched it go with a mingled sadness and frustration. He was so upset that he didn't join the party following Baba's car, but stayed behind in the garden and wept. As soon as Baba's car reached the main road, Dharma Rao began to turn left as it had been decided that Baba would first visit the home of K.N. Chaudhary, the editor of Avatar Meher, a Telugu periodical. Baba, however, reached over and put his hand on the steering wheel and indicated that he should turn right. With a puzzled look on his face, Dharmarao said, "No, Baba, it's to the left." But again, Baba gestured that he should turn right, and one of the Mandli explained, "Just go wherever Baba directs you." And surprisingly, Baba directed Dharmarao straight to Virachari's small home. Baba got out and bending low entered the room where Virachari's mother, wife, and little baby were living. One of the organizers quickly and startled introduced the startled family to Baba. Baba sat down on a roughly woven charpai and told the family that he had come specially to bless them, and then added that they could perform his arti if they so wished. In Andhra, it is customary to burn camphor while performing arti, but the family that day had none in the house, so they simply folded their hands and expressing their heartfelt praise of Baba, reverentially prostrated at his feet. Baba gestured, I have heard your prayers and I have come to bless you and the child. Baba picked up the baby and held it in his arms, blessing it with his caress. Baba then embraced the woman and conveyed, tell Virashuri that I have come. Tell him not to worry and that I have blessed you all. I am for all. I take a pause here. So there is so much compassion in Baba's, uh, you know, um, feeling for his lovers that he turned the car and went to uh, this disciple who was not very rich. So whether rich or poor, Baba is compassionate for everybody.
Jai Baba. In a while, if possible, I would like to read.
Absolutely.
Sure, sure.
Uh, Karthik, I think uh, Nomita in all her good looks has come to read.
Okay, thank you for the.
Sure, sure, sure. She will make up
Special.
for the, she will match up the good looks with some awesome reading. Jai Baba. Thank you,
Yes,
Ashok ji.
Thank
yes.
you.
And she
Thank
has
you.
joined. She has joined with a new name.
Yeah.
Know me. Know
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 me.
me.
me. Yes.
Yeah, that's
अवतार को
very
गला
very
दो
good. Sir.
मैं
Yeah. Jai Baba.
मैं हूं ही नहीं. Okay, at that very moment, Veerachari was sitting in Subh Rao's garden weeping because Baba was not going to visit his home. Instantaneously is Baba's response to the deep inner yearning of his lovers. Rumi, the Persian poet and perfect master, once wrote, you cry of Allah is in its gods, here am I. Under your every O Allah whispers, many a here am I. What does this mean?
No, no, your cry of Allah. I think you missed the first word.
I
Your cry of Allah is in itself God's here and I.
yeah,
Under your every O Allah whispers, many a here am I.
yeah,
Very
this is
beautiful.
correct. मुझे खुद ही नहीं
Yeah.
समझ आ रहा क्या पढ़ रही हूँ.
And I think you read it as you cry, so it's your cry. So
Yeah,
each
yeah,
time when anybody says Allah, it's actually here am I. And he says, under every Allah, there is a many here am I's. And that's so appropriate to what just happened, right? So Veerachari was brooding in the garden, and here's Baba visiting him unplanned. And again, omniscience at work. He knows exactly where he's going. He directs the car, and all the carefully planned itinerary is gone up in smoke in minutes.
Uh, just a little diversion. And last night, before sleeping, I was listening to Irich's relating some Baba stories, and they stayed with me whole night. So he says that if you allow me, can I say the story or later?
Yeah, yeah, sure, sure.
So there was this guy who was a big bhakt of Krishna, and he would go for bhajans and this and that, and he was also part of a uh, railway railway thing.
Oh, yeah,
He
the
working,
famous one. Yeah.
and then he had a certain time to go, and he told his head that okay, I'm going to go. But he got so engrossed in Baba's, Krishna's prayer, that he forgot to go. And his going into the train was very critical for many operations like loading, unloading, this and that. And then he rushed back and he went to the train master and he said, I'm so sorry I didn't come. He says, what are you talking? You were here. You did everything you needed to do. In fact, you also had tea with me. And at that time, he understood that Krishna had sat in for him and he went completely mad. And then he left the job and he said, Krishna, 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 all his life. Then he used to live somewhere, and Baba happened to be in that area, and
Neighborhood.
he said that I need to see this guy. So it says that first day we went, and uh, we said, oh, this guy, he keeps on saying Krishna, was he here? He says yes, he was here, he just left. And whole day, wherever they were saying he was there, they would keep on he would keep on moving to the next, to the next. And it says it was 3 days of futile chasing that guy and he wouldn't get him. So on the third night, he says, Baba told the Mandali, just give me one more chance. If we can't find him tomorrow, then it's okay. We won't chase him. So it says, we were giving permission to the Lord of the world, but anyway, so we're okay. And then they met, and he says that magical moment was unbelievable. They were hugging, crying, both of them. They rolled on the floor, hugging, and they were one in love for each other. Baba and that Krishna guy. And my God, it stayed with me whole night. I have goosebumps even thinking about it. So
Mm.
honestly, we are so fortunate to even understand or even listen to Baba's talks. Um, so yeah, very blessed to be in his company in every breath. Thank you for listening, Jai Baba. Okay.
I think this was also televised, or there was a video made of this, or something like that.
No, it
This
is on.
this is a very famous. This
It's
is a
on
very
YouTube.
famous story. No, 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 no. I mean, this episode
I
was televised. I think. I mean, not televised. Made into a video. And yes, it's a very, very touching story. Very, very touching story. And
I
I don't know
I
where we read. Our group read this. I think
yeah. It looks
maybe
like
in
a very.
Wayfarers somewhere. Yeah. Yeah.
I have a request before I forget that for this Amar Tithi, coming Amar Tithi with Baba's grace, all of us will perform a skit written by us, Meher Baba Awakens. So you do the paperwork of getting us a slot and then we'll write and practice and do everything, okay?
Yeah, yeah, it's very simple
स्लॉट तो
actually.
मिल
There's no
जाएगा. Slots
paperwork.
will open
Slot तो
only in
मिल जाएगा.
December.
हाँ, December
वो
मिल जाएगा. That we can ensure.
वो
But
कंफर्म
yeah,
बात मैं लिख दूंगी
हमको
I
जूम
write
कॉल
the-
में एक साथ प्रिपेयर करना पड़ेगा.
हाँ तो
हाँ,
कोई वी विल डू.
थिएटर
हाँ थिएटर करेंगे हम लोग मेहर
स्क्रिप्ट लिखना
बाबा
पड़ेगा,
वो मैं लिख
रोल्स करना पड़ेगा, ड्रेस कोड करना पड़ेगा. स्क्रिप्ट तो आप अच्छा लिख देंगे, आई नो,
हाँ मैं लिख दूंगी और फिर
विच इज
सबको
सूटिंग टू आवर what Kama can do and one Sanjay can do all that,
या
that way.
तो
Or Ashok ji
सारे
can do.
हम लोग
Yeah.
मेहर बाबा और कहेंगे मेहर बाबा अवेकन्स का कोई ड्रामा बनाएंगे और then we will have our experience of this journey of connecting from different parts of the world and going on Baba's journey and
Right,
living.
right. It's a great idea. It's a
Yeah.
great idea.
तो मैं ये
Yeah.
अभी मैं भूल जाऊंगी इसलिए मैंने बोल दिया है
Yeah.
ठीक.
Right,
ओके
right.
ओके
let's not forget as we get closer to the end of the year, and all of us should take a responsibility to remind each other, especially for putting up the request. I think it's a combination of first come first serve and some
The
whatever
request
processes they
open,
have.
Karthik, request open.
Ah,
There is a circular which comes who wants to
yeah,
perform.
yeah, I
That
know, I
comes
know,
in
I
the
know. No,
December.
no,
So, yeah,
correct. But
we'll make sure that we give.
we put in
yeah.
a
Yeah, yeah.
request
So
for
Yeah, yeah.
10
But
minutes.
before that, we have to be ready that we are ready to give,
yeah yeah we'll be ready.
Giving करके वापस नहीं ले सकते.
नहीं नहीं नहीं
नहीं
क्यों
नहीं हमारा ग्रुप बहुत बहुत केपेबल है हमारा ग्रुप बहुत केपेबल है आई डोंट थिंक
ओके
Yes, yes. Yeah.
सुनो
नहीं,
ये
एक्टिंग में सब उस्ताद है
ये पता क्या है इसके दो मेंबर्स है टू गेट अस इन is first lead is Sanjay ji, second lead is Karthik. Between the two of you have to get us in.
ओके
वो
डन
मिल जाएगा.
Okay,
That is
done.
not a problem.
बस हो गया अभी हम फेमस होने वाले.
नहीं और एक बात है that who would take care of costumes?
I will take care.
वो
Don't worry.
कर लेंगे. Let's.
hey
That is
yeah
not a
what
big
happened
thing.
Ashok ji you're supposed to print t-shirts for all of us what happened talking of costumes मुझे याद आ गया
नहीं वो
मेरी भी है मेरी भी है मेरी भी है मेरा साइज ही नहीं
हाँ
पूछा आपने.
नहीं करेक्ट.
आप लोग
देखो
अशोक जी को परेशान मत करो भाई.
हाँ मेरे
नहीं जय बाबा, I had the good intent but I am under house arrest. So आप लोग डिजाइन कर दीजिए, I'll get it printed.
Yeah.
But I'm not allowed to leave the house. Yes, it.
No problem.
Yes,
We'll get
We are just pulling your
Bombay में
leg,
कर लेंगे फिर
Ashwini.
ठीक है.
Ah.
We'll do that.
Jai Baba,
Okay.
Jai Baba, Jai
Okay,
Baba.
we have
That
15 minutes. There is a beautiful idea. I think it came from the heart. Sanjay ji wants to sing a Telugu RP before we end. So we have
Wow.
15 minutes. I think let's just finish the story quickly and then hand over to him. We have finished one of
Yeah,
the
Baba.
surprise visits, but there was the title said there were two visits. So let's quickly finish this section if we can. Otherwise, we stop at eight in 5 to 6 minutes. Please go ahead, Namitaji.
Then they proceeded to Chowdhury's house as originally planned. In the hall, there was a big picture of Sai Baba. Pointing to it, Baba remarked, his eyes were matchless. No one has such eyes in the whole world. Baba also folded his hands to offer his respects to Sai Baba. Later that morning, Baba visited a Sai Baba temple, at which time he remarked, he is my grandpa. He and the other four perfect masters of this age made me what I am, the ancient one. On leaving Chaudhry's house, once again Baba interrupted the scheduled program and directed Dharma Rao, this time to a nearby school. Baba got down and, as if he knew the place well, entered the school and went straight to the fourth form classroom. The, mas- the headmaster and the teachers were taken aback. They thought to themselves, this is Meher Baba, but why has he come here and why don't those with him stop to introduce him to us? But there was no time to ask these questions, much less to get them answered, for Baba had quickly disappeared inside the classroom with his group rapidly following along behind. As soon as Baba entered, one of the boys stood up and shouted, Meher Baba, and tears started flowing from his eyes. Before the others could take in what was happening, Baba had embraced the boy and was telling him through gestures, tell your parents that I came and gave you darshan. And then, as unexpectedly as he had come, Baba turned and walked back to the car, leaving the entire school buzzing with his recent visit. It was not until several hours later, when the boy appeared in Subarao's garden with his parents, that the Mandali learned the full story. It seems this boy had happened to pick up one of the pamphlets announcing Avatar Meher Baba's arrival and darshan program at Eluru. For some reason, he instantly felt drawn to Baba and asked his parents to take him to Baba's darshan. But being Brahmins, however, his parents saw no reason why they should go visit a Parsi for his blessings, and so they refused. The boy was heartbroken, but there was nothing he could do. That night he slept with the pamphlet, which had Baba's picture on it, under his pillow. He spent a restless night thinking of Baba, and the next morning, after refusing to eat breakfast, he went off to school. The parents had not discussed the school's odd a son's odd wish to have Baba's darshan with anyone, and neither had the boy. But Baba, the inner dweller of every heart, was fully aware of what the boy was going through and lovingly responded to his sincere yearning. When the boy told his parents that Baba had come personally to see him at school, they relented in their opposition and agreed to accompany their son to Subarao's garden. There, Baba graciously allowed the whole family to see him briefly, and the parents repented to Baba for their previous views. As far as I know, the family did not become Baba lovers as such. Unless Baba wills it, no one can love him as Meher Baba. But the avatar, being the flood tide of love, does not flow only in one channel, but swells the currents of every river running to the sea. Wah! Thus, the family's path of rituals and orthodoxy must have been enlivened and quickened, redolent with the pervasive presence of God owing to their contact with the avatar. Baba has his own way of teaching the hearts of his dear ones, and is infinitely patient, waiting for his lovers to come to him. Jai Baba.
Jai
Is
Baba Rawapalli. Thank you. This is the story that I was reminded when you told me of the Krishna and the guard, the train guard, right? I
mm,
was reminded of this story. And
I,
it's such a moving story. Just imagine being that kid. Just imagine
uh,
being that kid.
yeah,
It's
imagine. Oh
beautiful.
my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ah,
Anyway,
Karthik,
I have, yes,
may,
yes, Ashokji.
may I request you to underline the last line. The last line. Baba has
Yeah.
his own way of breaking the hearts of his dear ones.
Yeah. Okay. So we can stop at this point, and request Sanjay ji to start. I mean, no, he can take over. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. It was again a very, very touching and beautiful reading this morning.
Jai Baba, yes.
Indeed, Jai Baba.
I just recently learned the Telugu Aarti because we get to hear it so many times. So I thought today we are talking of Andhra tour. So let me sing it. But it is on the same tune as Adi Sachetan. Yeah. Devadi Deva Prem Swabhava Namo Meher Baba Priyatama Manasuharati De Priyatama Manasuharati De ప్రేమ జ్యోతిమా హృదయ వెలిచింగు కామ క్రోధముల మది తొలగించు దామను వీడక నిన్ను ప్రేమించు దామన వీడక నిన్ను ప్రేమించు మము కరుణ చవయా ప్రియతమా మనసు హారతి దే నీ దివ్య నామమే మదని స్మరించు నీ దివ్య రూపమే హృదయ తిలకించు నీ దివ్య పదములే ఆరాధించు నీ దివ్య పదములే ఆరాధించు మము కరుణ చవయా ప్రియతమా మనసు హారతి దే అహంకారమో హారతి కాగా అహంకారము ఆరతి కాగా ఇహమే పరమే ప్రకాశించగా పాహి శరణు సాయజ్యము పొందగా పాహి శరణు సాయుజ్యమి పొందగా మము కరుణ చవయా ప్రియతమా మనసు హారతి దే ప్రియతమా మనసు హారతి దే దేవాది దేవా ప్రేమ స్వభావా నమో మెహర్ బాబా ప్రియతమా మనసు హారతి దే अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय
Thank you. So nice. So beautiful,
जय बाबा
so melodic, so
Jai
soul.
Baba. Jai Baba.
जय बाबा
Jai
Jai-
Baba.
I wanted to share
बाबा।
something else.
Very beautiful. Very
Uh,
beautiful, Sanjay ji. Thank you.
Jai
Yes,
Baba.
Namita ji.
So there's this Baha'i group in Singapore. Their teachings are very similar to Baba. So we find ourselves attracted to that group. Every Monday they have a devotional, which I
सुनने में आया है कि अपने हाईजैक कर रहे हैं
हाँ
3-4
अब
महीने से
अब
हाँ
अभी क्या हुआ पिछले हफ्ते somebody has to host it, so I hosted it. So you get some food, you sing. So we sang Baba's songs, prayers, and it was very nice. तो मैंने एक गाना क्या चलाया वहां पे, ओपन द डोर. तो yesterday we had gone to another place और एक गाने वाली है, वो कहती है मैं पागल हो गई हूँ, I've been looking for you. ये दिमाग में मेरे घुस गया, मेरे सोल में घुस गया, मुझे इसके वर्ड्स
open up the door open up the
Yeah,
door
open up the door. Yeah, beautiful
oh
song.
that's a magical
It's a
song
very popular song at the Samadhi. Yeah.
has entered my soul. मुझे इसके वर्ड्स बता, नहीं तो मैं पागल हो जाऊंगी. मैंने कहा तू हो जाएगी, तू हो चुकी. So that was so delightful.
So you could get
Yeah.
that. You have the lyrics.
No, I don't. You have?
Not yet. I can get it. I'll
I
try.
can get you I'll get you now
Yeah.
it's
Okay,
very
please.
it's,
या मीटिंग
It's very popular.
वो बोली मैं गिटार लेके आऊंगी, मेरे को प्रैक्टिस करना.
Yeah.
Please post it on the group. The lyrics.
yes sir yes sir
All right. Thank you. Jai Baba.
okay everybody it was
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
Everyone, Jai Baba.
Jai Baba Jai Baba
Jai
Jai
Baba.
Baba Jai Baba yeah
पास में ना आप लोग स्किट करने वाले हैं.
yeah जरूर
इस बार तो हम छा जाएंगे बाबा
Brief
के.
profile. Skit का profile बनाना शुरू करना पड़ेगा. What it is all about. Then the dialogues would come, and
I-
then the roles would be allotted. Yeah, all that. Yeah.
अच्छा आपको
so
It's a
your
long
friend
process.
is in
Yeah.
your
And
friend is
Baba,
in luck
you
sorry
remember, you must have read, Baba used to ask another 20 minutes, you have 20 minutes, prepare a play and
make
do
a
it,
skit yeah
So it has happened many times actually. He used to give very less time for people to prepare and entertain me, So हमारे पास तो बहुत time है.
नहीं
उस sense
लगता है
में.
बहुत टाइम है, जल्दी टाइम निकल जाएगा.
नहीं बस हाँ comparatively 20 minutes से तो ज्यादा है.
हाँ and
So
Jai Baba,
करना पड़ेगा. Yeah. Jai Baba.
before we sign off, everybody put in their suggestions for the t-shirt, because Karthik ने तो बोल तो दिया t-shirt बनाना है, but
नहीं Ashok ji, we are just pulling your leg.
yeah exactly
Don't bother yourself with all this.
don't worry
And if it has to be done, we'll do it in Bangalore or Mumbai. That's not a problem.
yes don't worry
Don't
by the
worry
way
about it.
I've already sent
Yeah.
you that
Don't worry
with
about it.
notation so with musical notation I've been
Yeah.
able to find the
Yes,
open
yes.
up the door which is amazing so
Yeah.
your friend should be very
So
happy
friends should be able to have. We'll be happy she can play
Exactly.
the tune. Yeah. Notations are there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
record it and send it to you.
Yeah.
Sure.
You
That'd
record
be
her
lovely.
voice and ask her to sing
That'd
it
be
on
lovely.
our this program once on this
Yes.
meeting next Saturday.
okay,
Yeah. Why not? Yeah.
I must say there's a lot of creative talent in this group. I have loved the 100 years t-shirt which I received. I couldn't come for the 100 years Amar Titi, but the beautiful t-shirt. My daddy is the greatest. उसमें एक line था और भी था 100 years of anniversary of Baba's silence. So there is a lot of creativity in the group. Yes.
All is Baba's.
Okay. Jai Baba.
Okay.
Signing
Jai
off
Baba,
right at
everybody.
9. Right
Jai
at
Baba.
9. Yeah. Jai Baba.
Right
Jai
at
Baba.
9. Jai Baba. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Jai
Jai Baba. See you all tomorrow. See you.